Hey YouTube, how is it going today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about Cleanspark again because they are out with some news, so I want to go over that, and they are having a pretty good size update today, so I want to get into their chart and show you the resistance areas that are just above the current prices and let you know if I think we can get through them or not. Okay, well, the first thing I want to go over is this news article that came out today, and it says that Cleanspark to discuss its Bitcoin mining growth with Water Tower Research. They say that the CEO, Zach Bradford, will participate in Water Tower Research's Sustainable Investing Fireside Chat series on Tuesday, August 24th, 2021, so that's tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Says the Fireside will take a deep dive into Cleanspark's Bitcoin mining operation, focusing on the recent increase in Bitcoin production and hash rate capacity, the associated margin opportunity, and the outlook for this business. This conversation will be moderated by Sean Severson, Water Tower's head of sustainable investing. So that should be interesting. I'm signed up for it, and if you guys want to check it out, this is the link right here. I'll link that in the description. And if you click on that link, it's going to take you over to this page right here, and it just talks a little bit about Zach Bradford and Cleanspark. It has a little bit of information on Cleanspark. There's a link right here if you want to read any of their previous information on Cleanspark. And of course, they go over the opportunities with Cleanspark, and I never get tired of reading that. So you know what? I'm going to read it again right now. So, because it says the market for microgrids is in a long-term secular growth trend, and Cleanspark is well positioned to capitalize on this as it offers a differentiated vendor-agnostic software and hardware solution that provides significant return on investment for customers. So, just their microgrid side of the business is very well positioned, but then they say, oh, and additionally, Cleanspark is focused on scaling its Bitcoin mining operation using a 100% low carbon energy and believes this business can contribute 30 to 40 million in revenue in fiscal year 2021 and over 325 million in annualized revenue by September 2022. Currently, Cleanspark contributes 1% of the global Bitcoin capacity. So they are going to scale up to try to be a bigger player in this game for sure. And actually, if you click on this link, it takes you over to this page and it talks a little bit more about Cleanspark. But man, like I said, I never get tired of reading about their Bitcoining side of the business. And it says here that Cleanspark entered the Bitcoin mining business through its acquisition of ATL data centers back in December of 2020. The company is rapidly scaling its Bitcoin operation and expects its Bitcoin mining hash rate capacity to reach 2.0 exahash by December 2021 and 3.2 exahash by September 2022. At the current difficulty rates, 3.2 exahash would represent approximately 27 to 30 bitcoins per day. Management believes Bitcoin mining will help the company achieve its fiscal year 2021 revenue target of 49 to 63 million. Longer term, Cleanspark's annualized revenue from Bitcoin alone could exceed 325 million, assuming the production of 25 to 28 Bitcoins per day at a price of $35,000 per Bitcoin. So, if the price of Bitcoin goes way up, which it certainly could, I mean, these numbers could just get astronomical. So, you could triple this number right here of 325 million if Bitcoin reaches 100,000 Bitcoin or more. So, man, these numbers could just get astronomical. But if you sign up for this webinar, interview, whatever you want to call it, it'll bring you to this page, and you'll have to fill out all this information right here. So, if you do sign up for it, you're probably going to get inundated with all their junk. I mean, you're probably going to get inundated with all their fantastic information into your email box, so just be aware of that. But I think this should definitely be interesting to watch, to say the least. Okay, so let's get into these charts. But before I get started, if you don't mind doing me a very small favor and hitting the like button, liking the smash button, whatever you call it, for putting all this information together for you guys, I would really appreciate it, and so would Cleanspark. But please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All this is just my opinion. Please make all your own trading decisions. But right here we have the Cleanspark daily chart. And as we can see, it's having a pretty darn good day. It's up, almost 16% at the moment. And I'm actually a little bit bummed. I was hoping this thing was going to drop below 10. I really wanted to load up, but man, this thing is reversing hard on better than average volume. So things are looking pretty good so far. It's hitting a little bit of a ceiling right now, but that's not that big of a deal since it's up so much. We'll see if we can have some follow through for tomorrow. And actually, let's go to the 15-minute chart and take a closer look at what's going on underneath the surface. But you can see this thing has just been blasting higher ever since the day began. And if you back it out a little bit, and I could probably get rid of this trend line now. I don't think that one is relevant anymore. But you can definitely see it is bumping its head up against this resistance area. I figured it would probably be able to make that through this area a little bit easier. I figured filling this gap right here at about $13.35 or so would be the really hard part. Didn't quite make it there today, but it might make it there tomorrow. I would expect some resistance there tomorrow, and it's going to be really interesting to see how it reacts once it fills in that gap. If it rolls over hard, Cleanspark could be in a little bit of trouble in the short term. I don't think that's going to happen just with all the volume that's pouring in. It should be able to push through this gap fill pretty easy, and if it does, should jump right back into this consolidation range, you know, between, call it 16 and 13. You know, if this thing can just hang around up here without rolling over, this could be the bottom in Cleanspark, and that is actually not what I wanted to see. I wanted this thing to drop into single digits and hopefully pick up some long-term call options or just at least some more shares. I was trying to be patient, and of course today is only one day. It could still end up rolling over. I know a lot of you guys don't want to see it roll over, but I actually like when a stock is dropping pretty hard when I want to start building a position. It's kind of what you're supposed to do, but it feels kind of funny when you first start investing in the market. But once you hang around the market for a while, this is definitely what you are going to want to see. So going back to that Cleanspark daily chart and zooming in, you can see we are above that 8-period exponential moving average. So that is very important for the short-term trend, and it got over it with authority today. So I'm guessing there's probably going to be more strength, and I'm not going to be able to pick up any below $10 at least anytime soon. You never know what tomorrow brings, but judging by the technicals on this chart and the strength, I think this thing might have put in the bottom. All right, well, before I close out the video, I just want to touch base on a few of the other Bitcoin mining stocks. And I know a couple of weeks ago when the Bitcoin mining stocks went on a pretty decent rally, Cleanspark was left behind, and it looks like some of them are starting to gain some traction again, and Cleanspark could be the leader this time, especially if there's some new information that comes out of that interview tomorrow. I mean, Cleanspark could just be starting its run up, and if Bitcoin does its thing, I think all of these are definitely setting up to go on another run. And the first one I want to talk about that I like the most, as far as the chart pattern goes anyway, is Argo blockchain. I mean, this just looks like a beautiful bottoming formation. Had a little bit of a break of support, had a false break, then a move right back up into the consolidation range, pulled back down to support, and then it bounced right back up. But today it is having a little bit more trouble with that resistance area from $1.95 to $2, which I thought it would. This should be pretty stiff in the short term, but once Argo blockchain gets above that, I mean, this thing looks like it's setting up to go on another run. And like I said, if Bitcoin does its thing, probably all these things are going to go on a run. But Argo blockchain definitely looking the best to me so far. And by the way, that ticker symbol is ARBKF. So I'll be looking to possibly enter this one on a break above $2 and a hold. Next one I want to talk about is BBKCF, which of course is big digital assets. You can see it's a rather similar formation as Argo. Not nearly as tight, but nonetheless still a decent looking bottoming formation. Big digital would have to get above this resistance area right here, right around $1.30 or so, and hold it. And it's a little bit further away, of course, from this resistance area than Argo blockchain, but nonetheless still a nice looking pattern. I am going to keep an eye on it. Next one I want to talk about is Riot. We can see that Riot is grinding along here in a little bit of a creeping uptrend. I found some support off that 200, which of course is great news for the longer term trend. And of course, Riot needs to get over $40 a share and hold it, and it's making its way towards it. It's pulling back a little after gapping up today, but it's still a higher day. So I mean, this is another day in the uptrend. Just because it's not closing at the absolute high of the day doesn't mean it's not a good day. And let's get to the next one, which is Marathon Digital Holdings. You can see Marathon Digital had another run in with this resistance area and reverse. So this is going to be a tricky resistance area to get through. But I think once it does, it should be able to go on a pretty decent run. And you can definitely see how this uptrend looks a lot stronger than the one in Riot. So if Mara can get above $39 a share or so, actually, yeah, let's call it $39, and hold it, I think Mara could be off to the races. This one could be very strong as well if Bitcoin does its thing. Now, one that's kind of surprising to me is Coinbase. Coinbase just got really weak after this breakout. I thought once it broke this resistance area, it was going to be able to hold it quite easily, but it didn't. It broke right back down through it. Now it's back in this little consolidation range, so we'll have to see if Coinbase can jump back above this area and hold it. You can see it tried to do it today and then it reversed again. So we still got sellers in Coinbase. So this one is a little bit of a weaker pattern, but of course that can change from day to day if some decent news comes in, or you just get a nice strong up day on some good volume. That could change the technicals on Coinbase. Next one I want to talk about is Voyager Digital. See, Voyager Digital is making a pretty nice bottoming formation as well. It had a little bit of a breakdown from this little triangle consolidation pattern, but it was a false breakdown, but it's having a hard time, getting back up into this consolidation range right here. I mean, it's really taking a pounding trying to get up there. It's found support at that 200 period simple moving average 3 times. I would like to see Voyager get up into this level right here, right around 1750 or so, and just kind of grind sideways a little bit more. It looks pretty weak at the moment. Not quite as weak as Coinbase, but nonetheless, I would like to see Voyager Digital around $17 or so and hold that area. But it's not out of the woods yet as far as this reversal, but definitely not as strong as some of the other ones. And last but not least is Bit Digital. And man, this thing just had a massive move up. You knew that this thing was going to have to come back down pretty hard just because it was such a violent move up. You know you're going to have a violent reaction to the downside. Now, the surprising thing with this one is it's breaking down below all of the moving averages today. I mean, this thing looks like it is destined to run back down to the 50-period simple moving average right around 875 or so. And that's a pretty decent move down. I mean, if we don't have it, if it doesn't hold this area tomorrow right here around call it 1065, 1070, and then reverse and get back above these moving averages rather quickly, BT could be headed back down to that 50, because this is a pretty weak bearish pattern that it's making right now. Okay, everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.